Casus Belli. Why fear drove Athens and Sparta to destroy each other? What makes nations, civilizations at the height of their power, turn their gaze from the heavens of philosophy to the smoke of burning cities? Was it greed, pride, or something far more fragile? Fear. 2,400 years ago, Athens dreamed of the sea. Its ships cut through the Aegean like blades of ambition, carrying democracy, art, and silver. Sparta, on the other hand, stood on land, stone, discipline, silence, the eternal sentinel of the Greek world. Between them lay a question that still haunts the corridors of every parliament and war room today. Can a rising power coexist with the one that already rules? The growth of Athenian power and the fear which this inspired in Sparta made war inevitable. So wrote Thucydides, not as a slogan, but as a diagnosis. He saw fear as a contagion, the silent architect of war. Athenian expansion was not simply naval or economic, it was psychological. Every island that joined the Delian League whispered a prophecy into Spartan ears. You are becoming obsolete. And Sparta, proud Sparta, trembled. Imagine the city that worshipped endurance beginning to fear humiliation. The warriors of Thermopylae haunted by the thought that their legend might be surpassed by orators and shipwrights. It was not hatred that began the Peloponnesian War. It was the terror of being forgotten. The alliances crystallized like frost on glass. Corinth's grievances, Megara's embargo, diplomatic insults that became sacred excuses, each a piece of political theater masking a deeper panic. Donald Kagan would later argue it wasn't destiny, but miscalculation that pushed the cities over the edge. Leaders who mistook fear for strategy, pride for prudence. De Sainte-Croix, more severe, saw structure in it. Athens had outgrown the moral order of the Greek world. The balance of power had to shatter. What begins as paranoia in one council chamber becomes certainty in another. Fear feeds on mirrors. It reflects, amplifies, multiplies. Soon, Athens saw Spartan caution as conspiracy. Sparta saw Athenian confidence as aggression. And so, fear became prophecy. Thucydides was the first historian of emotion as structure. He did not tell us merely who fought, but why human beings, even rational ones, cannot stop the chain reaction once fear and honor collide. His triangle, fear, honor, interest, isn't a relic. It's a code still humming beneath our headlines. We see it again. The rhetoric changes, but the pulse is the same. Each nation tells itself, we act from necessity, not desire, from defense, not ambition. Grotius called it casus belli, the just cause of war. But between cause and pretext, there's a shadow where reason bends into myth. Every century invents new words for fear, deterrence, encirclement, national security. But the emotion beneath is ancient, Spartan. We dress it in treaties, laws, and speeches, yet the sea still trembles when land fears losing its soul. The Peloponnesian War was not only the ruin of cities, it was the failure of imagination. Athens could not imagine restraint. Sparta could not imagine change. Both believed they were defending the world as it was meant to be. Both were wrong. Every empire faces that moment, the mirror Thucydides held up, when power expands faster than trust, when alliances turn into echo chambers of fear, when pretexts replace truth. That is the real casus belli, the day a state stops asking, what are we afraid of, and starts asking, who must we destroy to feel safe again? To the policymakers of 2026, a whisper from history. Sparta learned the sea only after it was too late. Athens learned humility only among ruins. You can still learn without burning. Do not confuse fear with foresight or pride with principle. When the chorus of advisors begins to sound like destiny, remember, Thucydides was not telling a story. He was leaving a warning. Casus Belli explained, "Every war has its spark, but the flame begins in the mind."